What's happening, sports fans? We got another great top recruit to talk to. We head out to the East County. We got an El Cap Vaquero. Carolyn Calvert is going to be running track at UC Riverside. Thank you so much for joining us. Love the color in the background there. It
Thank you.
accents the wall of solid, just only trophies. It's a nice combo. So let's start right there with that decision to go to Riverside. Congratulations. What was that choice? Why did you choose them?
Um, well, originally I didn't think about Riverside, but the coach had contacted me after my Mount Sac race, and they were just like super genuine, like nice, wise people. So I decided to give it a visit, and like when I visited there, I like knew that that's where I wanted to go because everyone was like super hardworking and focused. Yeah, they did have fun like when they needed to.
Okay, so this flipped really quickly from zero to all in it sounds
Yeah.
like about a weekend.
It
I
wasn't
mean,
that quickly, but
okay, so there wasn't like a literal aha, like trumpets playing, the light like shone down on you, and you're like, "This is my school." But it sounded like it still flipped pretty quick.
yeah, actually, I just wanted to stay at home and go like somewhere around here, but going to visit there and stuff like that, I was like, I really couldn't see myself anywhere else.
Well, you're still in California, so it's one of those like close to home, but not super far away. You could be on the
Yeah.
East Coast somewhere is completely different. Um, you waited late until senior year until you had to visit all these different things. So for you, maybe what would be some tips, advice, guidance you would give to younger athletes out there in terms of the student athlete recruiting process, commitment, anything in that realm that you would just give some advice on?
Definitely sign up for NCAA eligibility pretty early because I didn't really know about it until my teammate told me about it, which kind of like was why I started my process a lot later than it should have been. So yeah, like start that summer before junior year, just like think about it and work it out.
So track people tend to run or participate in several different events. For you, what are you hoping to do in college?
I'm not quite sure how, I'm hoping the 15, but I know you have to be like really fast to do those, so we'll see.
So what is the I did not run track. I tended to do the sports where the running came in very short increments and or just chose to jog. What's the sweet spot? What feels good? Like why that specific? Why the 1500? Like what is that moment that you're like that's why I do it because that is so much fun.
It's like both like speed and distance, and it kind of like it hurts long enough that you feel like super accomplished when you're done with the race, but it doesn't hurt that much like an 800. So
So 800's the like that's the brutal event because you're just basically nonstop sprinting, right?
yeah, I still like it though, but I like the mile a little more.
I've always been curious what the moment is like in one of the, maybe the 1500 or a little bit longer where you've been pacing behind somebody and then you see you're into that last, like whatever it is, turn and a half or something. You're like, okay, now I'm going to catch him and I'm going to do all of that. Have you ever had a race like that? Because I'm very curious what that feels like being able to accomplish something like that.
Honestly, I don't ever have like a specific time I try to go every race. It kind of just depends on the race. So
Oh,
oh,
I
sorry,
was
go
going to say,
ahead.
just in general, what is that feeling like coming into the last lap or something and then just catching somebody?
Oh, catching someone? It feels honestly really good, but really bad because you know you're passing them, but at the same time you're like hurting really like it's just not something you want to experience, but you do.
I hear you say the term hurting a couple of times, and I always have to give a ton of credit to track and field athletes for, I think you guys have some of, if not actually the most demanding physical seasons. I know it's not necessarily like contact you running into somebody, but your body has to be in perfect condition basically all year long. And I feel like that's really hard to maintain. Would you agree
Yeah.
that you guys have some of the actually most demanding sports around?
Yeah, because you hear about like some sports they're able to play like 3 games a day or something like that, and after like a race or two, like physically you just can't give much more.
So
It's just hard.
are you full blown like ice baths, like full dunk the whole body? Like what's your recovery secret or favorite part of it? Or least favorite part of it,
Um,
I suppose.
we don't really do ice baths that much. We kind of do it as like a mental thing. But we like to walk after we run and stuff, just like walk a mile or two, just like to try to get the lactic acid out.
Now, see, that would be my conditioning. Is the walk a mile or two. Everyone's getting that conditioning right now. What have you been doing with your downtime?
Um, Not quite that much. I just been doing schoolwork, trying to like find little projects here and there to
I
do,
mean, have you
and
picked
then
up any
running.
new talents? Are you an arts and crafts person? Do you play the guitar now? Do you cook now?
I play the violin, so I've been trying to like learn new songs,
Okay.
but that's about it.
How do you go about learning new songs for the violin? I mean, is it all classical music, or do you do just a little mix of everything? How do you consume?
Yeah.
Tell us.
It's a little mix of everything. Like, I was trying to learn a classical piece this morning, and then I like remembered that I played Pirates of the Caribbean a couple years back, so I pulled that out just to hear how it sounds. So it's just
Oh,
all
there you
over the
go.
place.
Okay, a little bit of the movie, the dramatic movie score. I like that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
we might have to come back to you to do a little something for our show. Do a little song that we can play as one of
Okay.
our intros to some of these because like everyone's a little bit bored and it sounds like you're actually good at it and not necessarily a beginner. So we'd always be down to listen to that. Um, I mean, outside of the losing your track and field season, what is this experience? I mean, nobody knows what you guys are going through as a senior in high school. Like, what has this been
Mhm.
like for these last 40 days?
To be completely honest, the only thing I'm sad about is losing my track season. I couldn't really care that much about prom and stuff. I mean, graduation for me is like I don't know, you're just walking with your friends and saying like one last goodbye with family and stuff, but it's just kind of difficult knowing you work like past 3 years to build up to your senior season and like you don't even get it.
Well, and also to a lot of the athletes that I've spoken with, they feel like they kind of got the season yanked out from underneath them because it was just Friday. Okay, we're gonna get 3 extra weeks of spring break or whatever, but we'll see you guys afterwards, and then it just more and more announcements of okay later, and then no returning to season. So you guys didn't get any sort of hey, this is going to be your last race or hey, this is going to be your last game or whatever it was. So we
Mhm.
definitely have a ton of sympathy for you guys. It seems like it's a pretty brutal thing. If you had your team back together right now, what would you say to them? What would be your message to the team?
Probably just to keep your head up, because I mean, even though nothing is like as severe as this has happened before, like you're always gonna go through some tough times, but at the end of the day, you always have something to look forward to, because even though we don't have our senior season, I'm still practicing for college and stuff.
What's going to be some of the memories? What are you going to miss the most about your time at LCAP?
Definitely running. Um, I love the team and stuff like that. We have a pretty good dynamic, and we all work hard together, and we all like go through success together. So I'm gonna miss that.
Well, we really appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with us. Folks, there are a lot of great athletes going on to represent San Diego at the next level next year that didn't necessarily get a proper send off. So, wherever you are, give a little round of applause for Carolyn. She will be running track at UC Riverside next year. And thank you just again for sharing a little bit of your time. You have a great rest of your day. Sports fans, we will talk to you again soon with another top recruit. Thanks for tuning in.